Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you all? Hope you all will be fine and safe at home. It's your biology class, and today we will start our new topic, which is about Muslim scientists and their contribution in the field of biology. And it's topic of chapter 1, Introduction to Biology. Now we will discuss about the contribution of Muslim scientists in the field of biology. Muslim scientists contributed a lot of knowledge to the science of biology and medicines from 8th to 15th century, and their views were highly respected and taken as authority. Some of the famous Muslim scientists are Jabir bin Hayyan from 721 to 815 AD, Abdul Malik Asmai 740 to 828 AD, Abu Ali Sina 980 to 1037 AD, Abu Usman Umar al-Jahiz 776 to 869 AD, Al-Farabi 870 to 950 AD, Abdul Qasim Ali Zahrawi 936 to 1004 AD, Ibn al-Haytham 965 to 1039 AD, Ali bin Isa 940 to 1010 AD, and Ibn al-Nafis 1213 to 1288 AD. Now we will discuss one by one. Now first we will discuss about Jabir bin Hayyan. Jabir bin Hayyan, he was born in Iran and he practiced medicines in Iraq. He introduced experimental chemistry. Experimental chemistry in which experiments are doing. And also wrote a number of books on plants and animals. Among these, Al-Nabatat and Al-Haywan are noteworthy. He was also an astronomer. Okay, first keep this thing in mind. Al-Nabatat, it means that information about plants. Al-Haywan, in which we are having a lot of information about animals. So these two books were the famous books of Jabir bin Hayyan. And he was also an astronomer, having a lot of information about galaxy. Pharmacist, having a lot of information about pharmacy, medicines, chemicals. Physician, philosopher, keenly observer. Engineer. So Jabir bin Hayyan, his two famous books were Al-Nabatat and Al-Haywan, and he was also astronomer, pharmacist, physician, philosopher and engineer. Now second one is Abdul Malik Asmai. He was born in Basra and he was regarded as a specialist in animal sciences. He wrote many books on animals and plants. One of his books, Al-Khil, is about horses, about different species of horses, their nutrition, their diet. Al-Ibil is about camels. Asha is about sheep. Al-Wahush is about wild animals. Wild animals, for example, elephant, for example, zebra, for example, tiger, for example, lion, etc. Khalaqul Insan is about humans. In this book, he had described different parts and functions of human body. Now, different parts, for example, heart, brain, kidneys, arteries, veins, and function of human body. For example, how eye is working, how ear is working, what is the function of ear, what is the function of eye. So in Khalaqul Insan, he described his observation about different parts and functions of human body. Now it's a very much wide description of Abdul Malik Asmai in Khalaqul Insan. Now next one is Abu Ali Sina. He was born in 980 to 1037 AD near Bukhara, and he was among the greatest Muslim scientists, and his most valuable contribution was in the field of medicine. He was an expert in mathematics, astronomy, physics, paleontology. Okay, now what is paleontology? The branch of biology in which we discuss about the fossils of living organisms. Fossils of organisms, past organisms, past living organisms. For example, dinosaur. For example, rhino. Now dinosaur is an animal, and rhino is a plant. Now paleontology, further it's having two branches. First one is paleobotany and other one is paleozoology. In paleobotany we discussed about the fossils of plants. In paleozoology we discussed about the fossils of animals. Now in paleobotany we are having example of rhino plant. In paleozoology we are having example of dinosaur. He worked on the structure, function and diseases of the eye, and his book Al-Qanun fil Tibb was translated into many European languages. Next one is Abu Usman Umar al-Jahiz. He was born in Basra in 776 to 869 AD. He wrote the famous book Al-Haywan, in which he described his own observation on animals such as seasonal migration, fish in river Tigris. Similarly, he described the life system of an ant. For example, their colonial organization. They are having a colony in which they will move, in which they will taking their food. So ants, they are moving in colony form. So they are having colonial organization. So it was described by the Abu Usman Umar al-Jahiz. It was its own description. Now Al-Farabi, 870 to 950 AD, he renowned Hakim and biologist, lived in 870 to 950 AD in Farab. He wrote two books. First one is Al-Nabatat, which is about plants, in which he described his own observation about plants, different type of plants, having different species, having different functions, used in medicines. Al-Haywanat, which is about animals, in which he described his observation about animals, about human beings, about different type of animals, their function, their structure, their internal structure. So Al-Nabatat and Al-Haywanat, these were two famous books of Al-Farabi. Abdul Qasim Ali Zahrawi, 936 to 1004, and he was a great Muslim surgeon, and he was born in 936 AD. He was famous for the removal of stones from urinary bladder. He was first Muslim surgeon. Next one is Ibn al-Haytham. He lived in 965 to 1039 AD and was one of the most outstanding biologists of Muslim world. Basically, he was an ophthalmologist. Ophthalmologist having a lot of information about eye. He corrected the Greek concept of vision, locating retina of the seat of vision. First, they will give the concept of vision, that images they are formed inside the eye and then we can see them, but it was wrong. When light is reflecting on something, then we can see that one image. So Ibn al-Haytham, he corrected the Greek concept of vision, locating retina of the seat of vision, and his famous books are Kitabul Manazir and Mizanul Hikmah, were translated into Latin, Hebrew, Greek, and other Western languages. Next one is Ali bin Isa. He was a well-known eye specialist. He worked on the structure, function, and diseases of the eye. And he also described 130 diseases of the eye in his book. And the book was translated into many European languages. Last one is Ibn al-Nafis, 1213 to 1288 AD. He was a well-known biologist of 13th century, and he described the circulation of blood in human body, that how blood will circulate in whole body of human. It was all about today's lecture. Thank you. Hope you all will understand. Stay home and stay safe.